Hey everyone, welcome to Insightful Gaming. In today's video, we're diving into a build I've been using recently in the First Descendant. This build is perfect for anyone just starting out and needing some guidance on constructing their Descendant, or for those who have just hit level 40. We'll cover skills, playstyle, weapons, and finally, modules for both the Descendant and the weapons. This build is incredibly fun to play and packs a serious punch. If you enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe for more build guides. Let's jump into the build. Today, we're diving into Valby, an AoE damage dealer who uses her water abilities to maneuver around the battlefield, deal damage, and evade enemy fire. She's an excellent choice for players looking for strong damage output and good survivability. Valby excels against groups of enemies due to her AoE abilities, but is less effective against bosses. Mastering Valby involves understanding the nuances of her abilities and applying attack and movement strategies thoughtfully. Valby is straightforward to play, offering high damage and mobility. She can preemptively place damage on the ground before enemies appear. However, she struggles in boss fights or scenarios where you can't control movement. To maximize Valby's potential, Bubble Bullet can be used to create small puddles at its impact point. These puddles damage enemies over time and allow you to consume less mana while standing in them, enabling you to spam abilities almost for free when combining water and bubble tactics. The main theme of the Valby's skills is the laundry debuff inflicted via water. This debuff creates damage over time and allows you to regenerate health while standing in it. Therefore, target enemies and stay inside water and puddles when you can. Here's a breakdown of all Valby's skills. Valby's first skill is called Bubble Bullet. It bounces a bubble bullet forward to create a small puddle where the bullet impacts and where she stands. Enemies in the small puddle take continuous damage and are inflicted with laundry. This primary skill triggers puddles and the laundry status effect. Bubble Bullet, although a single target, can hit multiple enemies within a small radius, leaving a puddle that deals continuous damage. This skill makes enemies vulnerable to electricity and chill, useful for synergizing with bunny builds or others buffed by those elements. The best way to use Bubble Bullet is from a distance because the more it bounces, the more damage it produces upon landing. The skill's cooldown is 10 seconds but can be lowered with modules. The materialized mixture reactor boosts the power of Bubble Bullet and other Fusion Descendant attribute abilities like Laundry Bomb. Next, we have Plop Plop. This skill creates a large puddle where Valby is standing, then she dives in and pops out at a selected location within the puddle. Enemies in the large puddle take continuous damage and are inflicted with laundry. Plop Plop serves multiple purposes. It can be used for mobility, either jumping closer to enemies or retreating from them. It knocks down enemies, applies AoE damage in the target area, and applies the laundry debuff to decrease their electric and chill resistances. This skill is best used for starting an attack or retreating if you're in a tight spot. Valby's third skill is Clean Up. In this state, Valby becomes liquefied. While liquefied, she cannot lift her feet off the ground or use other skills, but she can move through enemies with increased movement speed and defense. Moving while liquefied creates a path of water that deals continuous damage to enemies and inflicts laundry. The waterway AoE caused by cleanup deals significant AoE damage. Careful use of this skill, combined with the previous two, can stack up impressive AoE damage on multiple enemies. The most useful part of this skill is the AoE, but the temporary damage resistance and movement speed buff is great for escaping tough situations or relieving pressure during a fight. Finally, we have Laundry Bomb. This skill changes the equipped weapon to the Laundry Bomb launcher. When fired, a laundry bomb pulls in enemies inflicted with laundry and deals continuous damage. Laundry Bomb has low base damage, but can be increased by up to 200% by inflicting enemies with the laundry status before using it. Therefore, it's highly recommended to use Valby's other skills first to apply the laundry effect to several enemies. You need 8 for the maximum damage buff before using Laundry Bomb to maximize its effectiveness. Next, let's talk about Valby's passive ability and how it synergizes with her other skills. Water intake allows Valby to consume less mana when using skills while standing on water, including puddles created by her abilities. This passive makes Valby's skills cost 30% less MP when you're standing on water, which helps manage MP and avoid running out. While it's not essential to always be standing on water, keeping this passive in mind when positioning Valby can significantly improve your mana efficiency. Next, let's jump into the modules to use with this setup. First, we'll go over the setup to use for leveling. These modules are quicker and easier to obtain than the max level versions, allowing you to focus on upgrading the most important aspects of the build while leveling up Valby. Use Nimble Fingers to reduce skill cooldown, the increased HP module to increase maximum HP, increased shield to boost your shield, and increased defense to enhance your defense. Now, let's go over the setup if you're already level 40. First, we're using Supply Moisture, a Valby exclusive mod. While on water, it increases your skill critical hit rate, skill duration, and firearm attribute trigger rate. We primarily use it for the increased skill critical hit rate. Next, we're using Skill Insight for more skill critical hit rate, and the Front Lines module to boost skill critical hit damage and rate. We also use Nimble Fingers to decrease skill cooldown. For the sub-module slot, we're using the Mid-Air Maneuvering module, but feel free to use others like Shock Punch. Next, we're using Skill Expansion to increase the skill effect range and the Technician module to enhance skill power. To increase our defenses, we add the Increased HP and Increased Defense modules. If you're fighting a colossal boss, swap Skill Expansion for an elemental mitigating module like Toxic or Fire. Next, let's go over the weapons we're using in this build. I primarily use the 𝗕𝗘𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘 submachine gun, an ultimate weapon. For trait rolls, aim for an elemental damage trait, firearm attack, bonus Colossus damage, and critical rate. For the modules, we're using Fire Rate Up to increase the weapon's fire rate, Action and Reaction to boost firearm attack, Rifling Reinforcement to increase firearm attack, Electric Gun Barrel to enhance electric damage, and Focus Fire for more weak point damage. We're also using Timer in this build. For modules, we're using Electric Enhancement, Fire Rate Up, Focus Fire, Action and Reaction, and Rifling Reinforcement. Finally, for our heavy weapon, we're using the Vestigial Organ. For modules, we're using Rapid Fire Insight for more fire rate, Action and Reaction for more explosive attack, Electric Enhancement for more electric damage, Superheated Gun Barrel for more fire damage, Focus Fire to increase weak point damage, and Rifling Reinforcement for more explosive damage. Last but not least, for our Reactor, try to find a reactor which has optimization condition of a submachine gun, or Thunder Cage mounting. Also, try to find one with non-attribute skill power and fusion boost. For our external components, try to find the ones that give you more defense and health. And there you have it, folks. That's the comprehensive guide to Valby's build in the First Descendant. We've covered everything from her skills and playstyle to the best weapons and modules to use for both leveling and max level setups. Valby is an incredibly fun and powerful character, especially when you master her laundry debuff and utilize her water abilities effectively. Remember, the key to maximizing Valby's potential is to keep moving, stay in the water or puddles, and leverage her skills to deal massive AoE damage while maintaining your health and mana. Whether you're just starting out or already at level 40, this build will help you dominate the battlefield and enjoy the game to its fullest. If you found this guide helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Insightful Gaming for more detailed build guides and gaming tips. Drop a comment below if you have any questions or if there's another build you'd like us to cover. Thanks for watching and have a great day gaming.